You're probably wondering what the title means. Let me explain to you. About a year and a half ago, I asked myself a question. Which Hot Wheels cars would fit best in the Twisted Metal universe? So I sat down, grabbed a notebook, grabbed a Hot Wheels magazine, and started writing down which cars would work. Now, I had collected the pictures of all the cars, some of them from my cell phone camera, so excuse the quality of some of them. And if this were a real game, I would implement the feature that was used in Vigilante 8 Second Offense, where once you destroy an opponent's car, you grab an icon to upgrade it, and once all four stats, or all the car stats, are at maximum, the car changes. Now, some of these changes some of these evolution stages are going to be radically different, but that's somewhat how Vigilante 8 Second Offense did them. So yeah, some cars are going to disappoint here. Some cars are going to disappoint you here. Some cars are not, or won't disappoint you here. Let's start alphabetically. I start with Brimstone. Now for Brimstone, I gave him the Diora, which looks mainly because it looks more like Brimstone's car in Twisted Metal Black. If you remove that black tarp thing that you see there, it would be Brimstone's car. Now when you upgrade, you get the Diora 2. And yes, they did a real life version of it as Hot Wheels anniversary present. Anyway, the Diora 2 is a more sensible upgrade, you know, the most obvious upgrade. More sleeker, better looking body, pretty much faster. Now for Crimson Fury, unfortunately, I decided to give him the Lamborghini Diablo. I know it's not an original Hot Wheels car, but I couldn't find anything else. But when you do upgrade it, you get the Cannonade. I think that's how it's spelled. I couldn't find a single car photo of the car, so just pay attention to the red one, which is the one I point you to. Yeah, it looks different for Crimson Fury. Now for Darkseid, obviously you gotta give him a big rig, so I give him a big rig. When you do upgrade Darkseid, you get the Semi-Fast, which is a racing truck, something that probably Darkseid would not drive. Now for Firestarter, which is from Twisted Metal 3, let me explain. There are some original ideas from Twisted Metal. Firestarter may not be one of them, but I decided to give him a second chance, and I gave him the Street Beast. It's a good looking car, good for Firestarter, I think. And when you upgrade, you get the Arrow Flash. I know of the gimmick, the car's on fire. Laugh at it, whatever. Now for Grasshopper. I had to, okay? I had to. For Grasshopper, I gave him the Rockbuster. No, it's not the weapon Mega Man X uses, it's the car. Okay? The buggy, the Rockbuster. It looks like a perfect thing for Grasshopper. When you do upgrade it, you get the Shock Factor. More rugged version of the Baja Bug, I think. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't find any green pictures of it. Okay, yes, I did find a green picture of it, but it would look like this, and you do not want to see that in a Twisted Metal universe, now would you? For Hammerhead, I gave him the Baja Breaker. I know it does not look like a monster truck. More on that in a later video. I decided to give Hammerhead this car mainly because of the tires and because it looks more normal than a monster truck. But when you do upgrade, you do get the monster truck, which is a Nissan hardbody. Alright, for Junkyard Dog, I'm really at a loss here. I already had it all planned out, but now I'm thinking about it, it doesn't look like a good match to me. Originally, the plan was to have Toe Jam as the level 1 car, and then Rig Wrecker as the car that you get when you upgrade it. At this point, I don't know which one should be which. Rig Wrecker looks normal but too big, and Toe Jam looks strange, and Toe Jam looks fast but too small. You tell me. Now, for Mr. Grimm, unfortunately I decided to give him a car. It's not a motorcycle. Hot Wheels isn't known as a motorcycle company. They're known for four-wheeled car creations, okay? Yes, they have done motorcycles, very little amount of them, but the motorcycles they did do not match for Mr. Grimm's appearance. There is one motorcycle that looks like a very streamlined chopper, but honestly that doesn't fit for Mr. Grimm. So for car choices, I decided to give Mr. Grimm the Purple Passion. There is a picture on the internet with this car colored with a black base color, but that picture didn't look good as this one. So just imagine this car black. When you do upgrade the car, you get the rigger motor, which is based off of the cemetery, which is also the unofficial home of the Grim Reaper. You know, he takes souls away. Anyway, for Mr. Slam, I decided to give him the highway builder, which is like a very simple version of a front loader. But when you do upgrade, you get the the CAT wheel loader, the standard front loader. Front loader. Now for Outlaw, I decided to give him the City Police, which is like a 71 Mustang, I think. Kind of like the car that was driven head on. When you do upgrade, you get this police cruiser, which is sort of the car that was sort of driven in Twisted Metal 3 by 989 Studios. Now time for Pit Viper. I know, I made another joke. Shut up. Anyway, for Pit Viper, I gave him the Dune Daddy. Now, yeah, it looks good for Pit Viper, to be honest with you. When you upgrade it, you get the Sandwich, which, now that I think about it, may look like a bad decision. You tell me. Now for Roadkill, obviously Hot Wheels don't make crappy cars, so just imagine these cars completely like junkyard style. For Roadkill, level 1, I gave him the Olds 442. It's a good looking car, kind of like what was driven in head on. When you do upgrade it, you get the Open Fire. Now I understand that looks radically different from a normal car, but think about it. Roadkill is a junkyard car. In the first game, it looked junkyard. In the first game, it looked like it could be anything. So with that in mind, this is what Roadkill would create if he wants to upgrade the car. For Shadow, I gave him the classic Nomad. I know it does not look like a hearse, but it does look like more like a hearse-like body. So I gave him this one. When you do upgrade, you get the Mini Trek, which is a good look, which is more of a camp van than a hearse, but you get my point. For Spectre, I decided to give him more of a streamlined car body, since my thought is that once a classic car has been used, it cannot be used again, and Roadkill took the classic car, so I decided to give him. Because of that, I decided to give Spectre the Tri-Baby, which looks very curvy, more spectrally, don't you think? When you upgrade, you get the Science Friction, which almost looks like a Twisted Metal car, since it already has a big laser in the back and machine gun in the front. Excuse me. For Sweet Tooth, I decided to give him the Goo Humor Truck, which, now that I think about it, the Sweet Tooth truck may have been based off of this, you know? Could be. Heck, you even saw this car in the photo for the Twisted Metal Hot Wheels collection, if you play Head On Extra Twisted Edition. When you upgrade the Good Humor Truck, you get the custom van, which imagine this car is an ice cream van, and there you go. For Thumper, I decided to give you two color choices here, so you can decide which one you like best. For level 1 car, I give him the Limousine. Why? Well, my thought is that rappers like to drive on the back of a limousine, so I decided to give Thumper, which is probably going to be some sort of gangster, in a limousine. Now, this color palette is white with pink. If you don't like it, here's a black one, but just ignore the sparkles. For when you upgrade it, you get the 59 Caddy, which is, now that I think about it, probably not what a thug would drive. If you don't like that color palette, here's a black one. For Twister, I decided to give him the Indy Eagle. I know it does not look like an F1 car, but in the 60s, these literally were the F1 cars at the time. But as time goes by, the F1 cars existed, and that's the car you get when you upgrade Twister, the Hot Wheels 500. Now for Warthog, someone is tired of seeing the Humvee. Unfortunately, he's gonna have to see it again, since the level 1 car is gonna be a standard Humvee. However, when you do upgrade, you get something radically different, the Gun Bucket, which is similar to what you saw in Vigilante 8 Second Offense, which is the Goliath half-track. Now, and finally, for Yellow Jacket, I decided to give him a regular taxi, and when you upgrade, you get the London Taxi. I know it looks weird. Alright, some of you might be saying that these car choices are strange. Well, some of these car choices were based off from the specials I gave them. Once I think of all them, I'll put them in a separate video. So for now, these are the Hot Wheels cars for Twisted Metal. This is Neo Spirit Blade signing out. Good night, and bye bye.